today's video, I'm going to be breaking down 5 quick Procreate workflow tips that I use on a daily basis that you can use to design smarter and faster in just 5 minutes. These tips are all about speeding up your process, keeping your files clean, and making your designs look way more professional in general without any overcomplicating. If you're into clothing design, mockups, or just looking to level up your Procreate workflow in general, you're definitely going to get some value out of this, so make sure you follow along and let's jump right into it. So starting out, I always like to set up my layers the exact same way every single time. Base garment, details, shadows, textures, highlights, and whatever graphic I'm using, I usually put that right on top. I feel like this keeps everything very organized. It makes it easy to make any changes or adjustments to whatever we may be working on. Your workflow will speed up a lot and it'll make designing a lot easier going forward. For logos and graphics, I use the warp and distort tools so the artwork or the graphic that we're working on actually follows the shape of the garment. These are some of my favorite types of designs. I feel like they're very simple, but they're also extremely effective. And to me, it just makes everything look a little bit more realistic instead of just staying flat on top of the garment. And I feel like these small adjustments make a huge difference in how professional your graphics and mockups end up looking in the end. This is usually where I add in stitch lines, ribbing, fold, subtle textures, along with shadows and highlights to give the garment depth as well. And these little details are definitely what separates flat designs from professional looking mockups. I've learned that even just spending a few extra minutes here in the details section can completely change the final result of whatever we may be working on. Usually once a design is looking nice and I'm wrapping everything up, what I'll do is group all of my garment layers together and then duplicate that group, and then that way I can only adjust specific layers that I'll need to adjust for my new colorway. This way all the details like the shadows, textures, highlights, or whatever else we may have added can stay consistent while I change out the colors or the designs really easy and really fast. Again, like working with the layers, it keeps everything organized and makes building out a full collection super easy. Non-destructive editing is one of the most important things that you can learn as a designer. Anytime I add on textures, shading, or details, I do it on an extra layer set as a clipping mask. And what this does is it allows for me to experiment and create freely without permanently changing or destroying my base design. I feel like it makes adjustments way easier and keeps everything clean and flexible. If you guys learned something, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. My personal mockups and a bunch of other products of mine, like that bag you see there in the background, are available now on my website at quattrosupply.com. So if you're interested, I definitely suggest you check those out. There's also a lot we didn't get to go over today, so if you guys want more tips and tricks like this, make sure to leave a comment below, and I got y'all with that. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.